The NBA is the gift that keeps on giving. I keep saying that, and I don't think I'm going to stop saying that anytime soon. Beef also never dies, apparently. It never dies. And I want to say, when I mention beef in this video, I'm only talking about NBA beef, sports beef, WWE type beef. This is not real life and street beef. That's very different, and I want to make that distinction very, very clear. But the Ja Morant, Klay Thompson situation that we're about to get into, I think you have to lay the groundwork, right? I saw this after. I saw the aftermath of this in real time. I was at a Friendsgiving, so I missed all of this while it was actually happening. But I saw the aftermath, and I saw conversations and Twitter posts, and a lot of the stuff that people were saying made me feel like y'all forgot a lot that existed in this whole pot of whatever you want to call it. So you had the Dallas Mavericks playing the Memphis Grizzlies last night, and Klay Thompson plays for the Dallas Mavericks now, who once played for the Golden State Warriors, who once had a bit of tension or history with the young Memphis Grizzlies. Yes, the Memphis Grizzlies at one point in time were a young, hungry, exciting team that looked like they were going to take the Western Conference by storm. I know that sounds crazy based off how they play today, but yes, it is very true. And ahead of them and in front of them was a team, the Golden State Warriors, who had had a dynasty, who had ran the Western Conference for years, and that was what was in front of them. And this was this old school, new school type of thing where the Grizzlies did a lot of talking, a lot of trash talking. They played physical. And again, they were exciting. They were young. They were hungry. And they looked like they were on their way. But again, ahead of them was this older, mature team who was battle tested, won championships. And they were looking at the young Grizzlies like, hey, y'all haven't done anything in the NBA. Why do y'all do so much trash talking? Right? When we play y'all games, things get feisty and physical for sure, but y'all run y'all mouths a lot for some young guys who ain't really done anything in the NBA, right? And so I want to set the scene in 2021, which is the 2021-2022 season. The Grizzlies win a regular season game against the Warriors, and like a young team would do, Jaren Jackson, a part of the young core, goes and tweets strength in numbers, which is a mantra from the Golden State Warriors at that time. So the season goes on, and what do you know? These two teams face off against each other in the second round of the playoffs, like destiny would want, right? This is very movie scripted. And, of course, the young Bucks fall short against the veteran team 4-2. They lose in 6 games. And, of course, again, like destiny would want, not only do the Warriors win this series, but they go on to win the NBA Finals. The 2002 NBA Finals goes to the Golden State Warriors, and a lot is circling around this team, right? Could they do it again? Could they do it without Kevin Durant? Could Steph Curry finally get his Finals MVP? They do it all. They check the boxes. And as the celebration is going on, players do their post-game interviews during the celebration and whatnot. Klay Thompson does his, and like every competitor that I know, high-level competitor, he keeps the receipt, and he brings that receipt up. And the receipt is the Jaren Jackson strength in numbers tweet. So Klay Thompson, months have passed. He still has that memory in his mind, and somewhere far in the bank, to hold on to that, right? Because that's what competitors do. And when he references it, he calls Jaren Jackson, and by association, the Memphis Grizzlies, clowns and bums, right? And so now these two teams go into the next season, and they play each other on Christmas. I believe the Warriors win. I think that game was chippy as well. Dylan Brooks, Klay Thompson. There's a whole lot going on, right? Shortly after that, Malika Andrews drops her Ja Morant interview where Ja Morant says the famous "I'm fine in the West." And a lot of people took that, even though he was talking about an entire conference, right? Because he was saying the only team they had to really run through or worry about were the Boston Celtics. But everybody looked at the Golden State Warriors because it's like they have this tension in this history, and the Warriors just beat y'all, and the Warriors won the championship. So shouldn't you worry about the Warriors? I don't know if you find in the West. That was everybody's reaction. And so that was the history of all of that. And then last night, you have all of this that happens, the Klay Thompson and Ja Morant stuff, which, again, I'm about to get to in a second. Before we get to that specific thing, which is the meat and potatoes, I wouldn't be me if I did not address everything around it before we get right to it. There was a lot leading up to this, right? There was a lot leading up to this. But one of the big moments of this game that I think led to all of this was Santi Aldama. And it blows my mind that in 2025, with so much technology, all of the cameras in the arenas, all of the fans holding their phones every given second, that players still do dumb stuff like this. To me, this is very stupid, foolish, and idiotic of Santi Aldama. If you didn't see the play, all you have to do is type his name in the search bar of whatever, and it'll pop up, I'm sure. So they have this little skirmish between him and Cooper Flag. They both end up on the floor. As Cooper Flag gets up, he gets up faster than Santi Aldama. Santi Aldama thinks he's slickly going to grab Cooper Flag's ankle, and it makes Cooper Flag trip down. It's a very dangerous basketball play that any player in the NBA or any player at any level should have respect for their competitors, no matter how chippy or how physical the game is getting. It's just a play that you just wouldn't want to see somebody make who's also on the floor. It's just very stupid. And, of course, they're reviewing the play because, again, there's 1,000 cameras on here. Again, idiotic, stupid, foolish, dumb, all of those words, Santi Aldama in this moment. I don't understand it. I do not understand why NBA players continue to do this. It just kind of like pisses me off. But what even pisses me off even more is the commentators. And again, I have no problem with people being biased, especially commentators. You watch a game from a certain broadcast, the local broadcast, they're going to root for the certain team, right, that they're speaking on. Duh. But to me, it's always time, place, and being on the side of what's right versus what's wrong. And if you have the opportunity, go back and watch this clip. I'm going to read the transcript and some of the things that went on. But I want to remind you, while I'm reading what they're saying, the replay is showing. It's showing Santi Aldama on the floor grabbing and reaching for Cooper Flag's ankle and tripping him successfully and everything like that. The play is being under review. Here it is. Oh, stop it, Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is doing Klay Thompson things, barking at it. It's not even in his nature. Nothing about that is in his nature to do any of it. He's going to go and sit down. They'll call it. It'll probably be a technical foul of some nature, but there is no way in the world Klay Thompson has never been an enforcer. You're never going to be an enforcer in this league in any shape, way, or form. Y'all tell me in the comments and let me know. Who in the fuck has ever thought Klay Thompson was an enforcer? Who in their right mind has ever deemed Klay Thompson as an enforcer? Number one. Number two, y'all also let me know about this. When has taken up for somebody and standing up against something that's wrong, have you ever needed to be an enforcer for that? Klay Thompson is a vet on a young team that is not really good. Well, a younger team because they got Cooper Flag. They're going to position themselves to focus in on him. The team is not that good, but this is his young player. As a true vet, he's standing up for his young player. Why would you ever need to be an enforcer to do that? This commentator sounds as dumb as Santi Aldama. This is the stupidest shit I ever heard. This is foolish. This is ignorant. This is idiotic. All of it. All of those words under the sun fits all of the shit that's right now with the Memphis Grizzlies as far as Santi Aldama and his actions and the commentators that was calling this dumb ass shit. This is stupid. And I wish I knew these people personally because I would call them or talk to them face to face and let them know how stupid this shit is. And this is a problem to me right now in the game and all of the things surrounding around it. We have to learn time and place. There is no way you watch a play like this and you don't say, come on, Santi, you got to be better. So shout out to the commentators. Shout out to all of the fans, all of the people who, no matter who they're rooting for, when they see something as dumb and as serious and as dangerous as this, they're able to say, that was dumb. They're able to take the biased glasses off for 1 fucking second. And for people who commentate, which means they're watching and they're around the game so fucking much, it is so disappointing to see some dumbass shit like this. And I, again, wouldn't be me if I wasn't keeping it real for y'all and calling it out. Somebody got to do it. Shit is stupid. To the point where I don't know if I ever want to hear these motherfuckers talk again. So for them, next time some shit like this happen, if you're not going to be able to take the unbiased glasses off, shut the fuck up. You fucking dummies. Please. So now Klay Thompson stands up for his guy. He is barking. He's going back and forth. And there you have the whole tension goes up. And then now we have the Ja Morant, Klay Thompson thing unfolding. And in the whole situation, obviously, I'm not there. None of us are. I can't tell you everything Ja Morant said. I can't tell you everything Klay Thompson said. But we did see a video that was very clear as day, the words bum coming from Ja Morant's mouth. And I laid all of that groundwork down because I think it's important to remember that part of Ja Morant saying bum in reference, potentially, because we can't speak for Ja Morant and what was on his mind or what his intention was. It was definitely to throw a shot at Klay Thompson and irritate him a little bit there. But you had to think that that is still on Ja Morant's mind, the clown, the bum, and it's like, oh, you're a bum now because Klay Thompson is struggling. He's not looking like Klay Thompson, that we've got accustomed to, rightfully so. A lot of injuries, age is catching up. Father Time is undefeated, and I know that that's a sensitive spot for Klay Thompson. And he's already pissed off. He already don't really like them. He already don't have that much respect for them. And so all of this boom explodes. But I do think that a lot of people have to remember the bum word is very specific for this beef. And there was even another clip where Cam Spencer is doing a post-game interview because he had a good game, and Ja Morant is in the background like, yeah, let him know. You the best shooter. You was the best shooter in the house, not that dude from Golden State. He's like, oh, my God, you talking about Klay Thompson. Yo, Cam Spencer has a brother, Pat Spencer, who plays for Golden State. We get caught up in so much of the BS that, common sense just goes out the window, and everybody like, oh, look, he was even throwing it. I have my critiques for Ja Morant that I'm about to get into. I have some things that I'm going to say to Ja Morant as a fan of Ja Morant. We're going to get to it. But, we got to stop being like that. There was even, a tweet or something, a couple of them, that was, mentioning, Nike Techs. The critiques I'm about to have for Ja, they wouldn't matter if Ja Morant was wearing a fucking Nike Tech or a fucking suit. Y'all be, some of the things y'all say, I don't think y'all realize the tones that y'all be having that's, underneath some of the things y'all say. Yeah, it's what? What the fuck does a Nike Tech have to do with anything? Because if Ja Morant was wearing a suit and was still doing that, I would still have a bunch of things to say. I'm just putting it out there for all the things surrounding, be aware. Especially all you talking motherfuckers that I just think should shut the fuck up. Be aware at least when y'all be speaking. So let's get into, finally, the Ja Morant Klay Thompson. So after the game, this is where this becomes even a topic of a video for me to even make. Klay Thompson gets asked about the whole you dig. And his response is, he's a funny guy. He has a lot to say all the time, especially for a guy who rarely takes accountability. But that's for another day. So obviously when you open up that can of worms, good reporting is going to try to dig more in there. So the reporter say, what Ja Morant had to say this time? Klay Thompson says, nothing of intelligent depth. It was really just running his mouth. And he's been running his mouth for a long time. And it's funny to run your mouth when you're on the bench. It's kind of the story of his career so far. Just leaving us wanting more. We all want to see him out there and do his best. But he's just been letting a lot of the other stuff get in the way of that. We need that in NBA. We need our best players to be out there. And when you're a star, it comes with great responsibility. I hate to see that go to waste. There was a lot of BS that we just had to get us here. But I do want to say, Klay Thompson hit it on the head, man. And I've said it in the other video I did covering the Grizzlies and their poor start. I like Ja Morant. I really do. And I'm rooting for Ja Morant. I'm going to continue to root for Ja Morant. But no matter how much of a fan I am of a person, team, or whatever, I'm going to always speak on what's real, which goes to my point from early in the video about these people talking out of their ass. Ja Morant not only has to take some type of accountability, but I just think Ja Morant needs to be a little more aware. Not even a little. He just needs to be a lot more aware. The team is underperforming like we've never seen. Ja Morant has not been on the floor for years for various reasons, but he's just not been on the floor. There has been a lot of talking with very little action. Stemming back from, I'm fine in the West. There's a graphic that I seen that said, I'm fine in the West. Somebody made this 7 months ago. Since he said this, they had the second round exit, they had a first round exit, they missed the playoffs, and then they got swept last year. They have not been fine in the West. They have not been fine in the NBA. So it goes to, again, the point of just kind of talking to just talk. And this goes back again to those first instances with the Golden State Warriors where that Grizzlies team was just doing a lot of talking without proving anything. And here we are again with just talking and talking and talking with nothing really happening. And as somebody who loves Ja Morant in his game, you know what I mean? I've got almost every colorway of his shoe. You know what I mean? I call my dog Penny Morant since she's been a baby because the way she just jumps off of everything so recklessly reminds me of young Ja Morant when he was trying to dunk on everybody. And remember, everybody on social media, he needs to chill. You saw what happened with Derrick Rose and all of that, right? And I just remember her just watching her jump off of everything on the couch and off the bed, just like so crazy. I'm like, that's Penny Morant, right? So I got love for Ja. But the thing about what Klay Thompson said is that there's truth in it. That's why it's kind of like incredible that he was able to speak about the situation, take his little jabs and whatnot at Ja, this little back and forth. But it really hits home because, again, he nailed some of this stuff on the head. Hey, it's funny when you run your mouth when you're on the bench. He's not on the bench because he can't play. He's on the bench because he can't play. It ain't because of the talent. It's because, like, you've been hurt. You're not even in the battle. I seen somebody the other day. Not the other day. I seen before I made this video earlier. Somebody made a tweet. And I think I screenshotted it. Yes, thank you, Pierre, for screenshotting this. Since Klay Thompson's tore his ACL, his Achilles, after tearing his ACL, he has played more games than Ja Morant. More NBA games. This is from Tom Haberstraw. Games played over the last 3 seasons, Klay Thompson has played 166 to Ja Morant 71. And again, this is Klay Thompson post Achilles and ACL and all of that. I think he tore his ACL again in the summer. And then the sweetest part about the Klay Thompson story, the response that I love personally, is Klay Thompson is able to not, because you get beef in the NBA where people just say things that ain't true, right? Like Kenyon Martin and Draymond are beefing, and Kenyon Martin did the whole video. He's naming all these people he think is better than Dre. And at the very end, he just throws in some names and he said, he even knows it ain't true. But it's like some players that just like, come on now, bro. But in this response that Klay Thompson has, he says, we all want to see him out there and do his best. Even me, who don't really fuck with him or the Grizzlies, I still, as a fan of the game, I want to see him out there. He's my peer. This is like a fraternity, the NBA. All of us won't like each other. All of us won't get along, and that's fine. I still want to see him out there and do his best. But he's just been letting a lot of the other stuff get in the way. We need that in the NBA. We need our best players to be out there. And when you're a star, it comes with great responsibility. That is the part to me that, like, as a Ja Morant fan, is true. And I know a lot of Grizzly fans, because, again, everybody's so biased and everybody can't say anything about their guys or their team that isn't like the most positive shit. They're going to try and come up with a lot of different things to say, or, oh, man, listen, I don't care how much you root for a team, how many games you go to. If you read that quote and you don't know that there is some truth in that, you lying to yourself and you don't love your team or Ja Morant as much as you think you do. When you're a star, it comes with great responsibility. And the responsibility is being aware of what the team is looking like right now, how disappointing they've been, the part you're playing in the disappointment, the performance that you've had to start the season, all of the drama that's been surrounding you and the team. They don't need any more of it. Y'all just won back-to-back games for the first time in a very long time, and now it's being clouded and overshadowed with more of the drama. You're in trade rumors now. They fired a coach who had a system and an offense that wasn't like complimentary to you, and then you come into the season this year, and now this coach got an issue with you, and you're the leader of this team. You're a star. It's very clear that they go off of how you go off. When you shut down in that one game, the rest of the team look like they shut down too, because you're Ja Morant. You him, right? You're the leader of this group. And when you was dunking and dancing, everybody was dunking and dancing. When you talk your shit, everybody gonna start talking their shit. They move as you go. And so I love the quote from Klay Thompson. And I do think a lot of it, if not all of it, is factual. We want more from Ja Morant. I am so tired as a Ja Morant fan hearing his name be in the news for all of this stuff that ain't basketball related. Like, I don't want to really see any more of it. The next time I see Ja Morant in some news, I want to see him dunking on somebody. I want to see like what we saw earlier in the season when they had that comeback win. He almost had like 40 or 50 or something like that. What was it, like a 38-point performance, and he was just on the money, being that guy that we all know he can be and seen him be. I want to see that. Like, that's what I want to be making my video on. I don't want to be making a video about suspensions. I don't want to be making a video about tension and reports and fights and not seeing each other eye to eye in the locker room or with the coach and checking out a game. That's not what I really want to see. And if you're a Memphis Grizzlies fan, you have to like be honest with yourself. That's not what you want to see either. It's not. This team has had like a fall from grace damn near. When I reset that foundation, taking this all the way back to 2021, remember 2021? The Grizzlies were hot as fish grease. They could do no wrong. Ja Morant was taking the NBA by storm. This is a dude that was in MVP conversations. When the last time we heard of that? When the last time this Memphis Grizzlies team really been really relevant on that level that they once was at? And so when you're dealing with all of that, all of this extra BS that has been happening, dog, like somebody got to keep it real around this motherfucker. And it's crazy that Klay Thompson, who is not on this team, on this roster, is the one. It's crazy to me. This is a quote that should have came out like not that long ago from somebody in-house. Maybe not this blunt, right? Maybe not this direct. But somewhere along the lines, somebody is supposed to come out and say, hey, when you're a star, it comes with great responsibility. And it's time for our star to be a star because we can't do what we need to do without him leading the way. There is a way to say this in a different tone than Klay Thompson. I don't know what's going to happen with the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't know what's going to happen with Ja Morant. I know he's talented as hell. And I know most of us fans who are really fans, like real fans, because when you really rock with somebody, you're okay with the truth being said. You're okay with saying the truth. That's what I tell people who love me. Hey, if you love me, tell me the truth. Because if you're not going to tell me the truth, you don't love me. You don't really rock with me like you say you do. You know what I mean? Like if I got something in my nose, I need the people. If you love me, let me know. Don't let me walk around an event with shit all in my nose. You know what I'm saying? If I'm looking like a fool and you just allowing me to look like a fool because you're scared of my reaction or you scared what I'm going to say or how it's going to make me feel, you don't really love me. People that love you, they don't give a fuck about how you're going to feel or what your response is going to be. They care about what you need to know. Hey, you look like a fool. You look like a damn fool right now. Take it however you want to take it. If it offends you, if it make you mad at me, fine. I love you so much that I'll deal with you being mad at me just so you can really know the truth. And that's the situation for me, man. The NBA, again, I'm here for all of this. It's exciting. Got people out there also talking about, man, it ain't that deep. Nothing. It's just the NBA. They're playing a child's game. Nothing in this shit is that deep. But there's truth in this, and there's something to take away from this. I like both guys. I like Klay. I like Ja. I thought Klay's response again was really dope because he said how he felt. And even with him not really rocking with the Grizzlies or Ja, he was able to say, you know, the truth. Hey, we want to see that dude on the floor because when he's on the floor and all of this bullshit that's going on is not in the way, this dude is box office. As always, I'm Pee Wee the Plug. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I will see y'all soon. I'm out. Peace.